Today in the pedal vault, the Lekato loop station. So before we start the actual review, a little disclaimer here. Lekato actually reached out to me and asked me to do a review, and I agreed. So they sent me this loop station, and they told me I could keep it. But I clearly told Lekato that if I don't like the pedal, I will tell you that I don't like the pedal, and if I like the pedal, I will tell you that I like the pedal. So each and every opinion on this video is my own. So Domo from the past here, and this is actually the box where the looper came in, and it's still sealed. So let's unbox it. So I have my professional opening tool. And now let's see what's inside. By the way, the case is decent looking. Looks like a classy product. Okay. So we have a power supply, unbranded, and it's let me have a look. It's a standard 9 volts. AC or DC adapter with AC-DC adapter. Okay, with 1 ampere. Okay, then we have USB cable. It's I think it's the mini USB with some foaming, and the pedal itself. It's inside the box or paper, and here is the pedal. Now this weighs quite a bit, seems to be of high quality. We have, I don't know if you can see this here, maybe it's just the paper, maybe not. Okay. And underneath the foam there is the user manual, and it seems to be in English, German and Chinese. Maybe it's Japanese. I'm quite sure it's Japanese. No other languages here. Okay. So, this is how the pedal was boxed. It looks professional. And now let's have a look at the pedal itself. So now I've unpacked the loop station and read the manual, and now I'll show you what this thing is actually capable of. First of all, as I've mentioned earlier, this is a really solid metal housing. However, the display here has some damages. I'll show you in some close-up pictures right now. Apart from that, we have 1 foot switch, 2 switches and 1 control knob. This control knob is there for the level control of the loop that you've recorded. And with those 2 knobs, you can actually select different banks of recordings that you've made, a total of 9 different loops. And when you press both buttons, a tuner is engaged. So, because this is basically new for me, because I've never reviewed a loop pedal, first of all, I want to find out if there is actually any signal loss. So let's hook it up. So here you can see what happens when you turn the power on. And now we've activated loop 1. Right now you can see 2 EQ curves. The first curve is the pink noise going through the pedal, and the second it goes straight through the to the interface without any pedal. So the only difference is we have here another cable and the pedal, and you can see quite the difference actually. We have here minus 44.2 and here we have minus 40.3, so this is 2 dB quieter. We also have a slight cutoff here starting at 14K, and apart from that it basically looks identical. So because I've never reviewed the buffer outs of other pedals, I don't know if this would be a problem. 2 dB sounds like a lot, but on the other hand it's just 2 dB. So yeah, that's it. And now I have to refer to the manual, because you have to read the manual, because otherwise you don't know what's going on. So with those knobs you can actually switch to the different loops you want to record or you want to play. If you press both modes, there is the tuner, which is showing funny stuff because it gets pink noise. We'll come to the tuner in a minute. Now tuner disengaged. So when I press one time, we actually start record. When I press another time, the recording stops and the playback starts instantly. When I tap again, I can record an overdub. When I stop again, it plays with the overdub. So when I press and hold it, I can undo or redo my last recording. When I double tap, the playback stops, and when it's stopped and I press and hold it, it will delete the loop I've just recorded. And yeah, that's basically how this pedal works. So next we are going to find out how well the tuner works. So I've engaged my Fender Stratocaster to the looper, and I haven't tuned it in a while, so it might be totally out of tune, might not. And for now, I have also engaged the Waves GTR tuner. So first of all, I will tune with this pedal, and then I will find out how well it actually tuned. So tuner mode on. So this is easy, I know what it means. I hate you, G string. Okay, now it should be tuned. As you can hear through the microphone, let's play a chord. Okay, actually 3 chords. While tuning, the signal is muted, that's good. Well, first let me try out if this is actually chromatic. So let me down tune the low E string. Okay, so when we have a sharp note, we have this added dot here that implicates D sharp. Okay, back to E. Okay, now this instrument should be fully tuned. Let's have a look at my Waves GTR tuner. Okay. It says it's sharp. That's okay. Sharp. So all in all, I think the tuner does a good job. There were some sharp notes here with Wave GTR, but again, this is GTR isn't the best tuner in the world, and it has some problems, especially with the low strings. So tuner works well. Let's try out the loop. So for the review part, I thought, well, let's instantly do a live review. And I'm actually going to do two different things. First of all, I'll do something with my electric guitar, and afterwards I do something with an acoustic guitar. The single chain is as easy as it gets. It's my guitar into the Fractal Audio XFX. I've dialed in a basic rhythm heavy sound with the Messe Mark IV emulation into Jens Bogrenaar, the Greasy Beard. And after the cap, I have enabled an FX loop on my XFX, and in this FX loop there is the looper. So, this is actually my first time trying this looper out, and well, let's find out how it goes. So, first things first, here is my sound. Okay, so we start with playing the riff, and I will record this riff, and then I might overdub myself. So let's find out how it goes. Okay, and So the biggest negative aspect is me. Because, I had to come up with riffs and harmonizations, and for the riff part it was quite easy, and for the chorus chordy part I was uninspired. But this thing did a good job. You have to adjust the volume, but for practicing and for sketching out ideas on the fly, this was good, and it was also in time, which is interesting, because the first time I've tried a looper I couldn't get into time at all. So this was cool for electric guitar. Now let's head over to my acoustic. Okay, so now I've switched to the acoustic guitar and I've adjusted the amp settings. It's just a tube pre, basically everything on noon except the volume, because I needed some volume, into a reverb, and it's a concert hall reverb, and this is the sound. Okay, so first things first, when I now hit the foot switch, there should actually be my previous recording. So let's try this out. Yes. Okay, so now switch over to another bank. This is clean. And now let's do another loop, and let me fake all of those good fingerstyle guitar players. Well, now this will work out. Okay. I'm impressed. Might be after I first of all, it was a bit too much reverb for the percussion part, and when I laid down the chords, I thought that it might clip a bit. However, this is not the fault of the pedal, but the fault of me, because I basically most probably went into it with too much, too hot. So, but functionality, awesome. Easy to use, at least for the stuff that I do. And it's recording, overdubbing, start, stop. Works like a charm. And well, I think I can switch over to the Verdict. So, to be honest, I had some bad experiences with loop pedals in the past. I had the Boss RC1, I think, or RC2, the red Stompbox sized one. And I really didn't like it. I couldn't handle it. And then I always had the looping options on my Fractal Audio XFX 2. And I tried to use it and I didn't like it. So I expected nothing. And well, my expectations well were overpowered. How do you say it in English? Because this pedal is actually doing some cool stuff. First and foremost, the tuner option is nice. I would prefer it if it would have been enabled by foot switch, but I think that because the tuner is just a bonus, it's limited to the two switches, so I have to use my hands, and the single foot switch is only used for the loop function. That's okay with me. I think that the build quality, or at least this pedal, is quite heavy, and that's cool. The display has some damages on it, but I was assured by Lekato that if you buy this pedal and there are some damages, you can of course return it. And they even suggested that I got a new one without some damages and I could keep the old one, but I told them it's okay because I don't care if it's damaged or not. But for a new pedal, this would be a downer. However, you can easily return it. So apart from that, sound-wise, I wouldn't play a gig with it, or I wouldn't use it in my recording because I have better options. But for practicing, for quickly recording ideas you have when you play around, I can actually see myself use this, which is quite frightening because I thought this wouldn't be good. Yeah, the foot switch works. Basically, this was what a looper does. I was impressed that the volume is quite loud, so I had to play around with the level control quite a bit. The more layers I added, I had to slightly adjust them. That's okay. And yeah, if you're searching a cheap looper pedal for recording ideas or play around with at home, I can actually recommend it. So yeah, thanks again for Lekato for sending me this pedal and make basically this video happening. And now let me know down in the comments, what do you think about this pedal, or what do you think about looper pedals in general? I might have to overthink my opinion on looper pedals. And yeah, if you want to support this channel, check out the links in the description. And with this said, thank you for watching, don't forget to subscribe, may the force be with you, and have a nice day.